Welcome to Customer Service, how to deliver exceptional value to today's busy customer. This preview shows some of the program's contents. Most people are able to complete the program within 1 to 2 hours. After successfully completing an exam, participants earn a certificate of completion. Units covered in the course include what service is, the basics of customer service, body language and service, the telephone, choosing words wisely, measuring service results, and handling stress. The preview does not require registration. However, the full program does. The charge for the full course is just under $50 US. The course has applicability worldwide, but is designed primarily for a US audience. Enjoy the preview. At some point in our lives, we have all been customers. And as customers, most of us have learned to recognize what we like and what we don't. Furthermore, we know what should have happened instead. With such knowledge, in theory, all customers should be equipped to give great customer service. But theory is not always reality. Most of us experience customer service failures several times a week. This course is about tools and techniques for giving great service to all customers all of the time. By the conclusion of this course, you should be able to explain the importance of consistent good service, the elements of basic service, how body language and tone impact service, empathy, word choices, and how to deal with difficult customer situations. Unit 1, What Service Is. Let's begin by exploring some of our own service experiences. As consumers, all of us have been and are somebody's customer. We know what we are talking about. In a moment, I want you to pause the program and take out a blank piece of paper. Please spend about 4 minutes thinking about and recording the highlights of one good experience and one bad one that stand out in your memory. When you are done, resume the program. I urge you not to skip this step because you will get much more out of this experience if you are actively involved. Now pick up your pen and record your answers. Now that you have recorded your experiences, let's check in on Anne and John and listen to their stories. Now let's look at some other adjectives that describe people who create a negative experience. As we review them, think about your negative experience. How many of these adjectives apply? Distracted, condescending, rude, clueless, unprofessional in appearance, hard to understand, or didn't follow up. If you are like most people, at least 1 or 2 of those made your list. You might also have some other additions. Look at your answer to question 1. It is my sincere hope that you have more than one response recorded, because most of us have many. Let me introduce you to Randy and show you what I mean. Randy delivers pizzas for the Italian stove restaurant chain. He has many customers. The people who order takeout, that's the obvious one. The restaurant, if he doesn't do a good job, they hear about it. The other delivery people, if he does not do a good job, he impacts their reputations by association. Finally, the people that he interacts with on the way to deliver food. Other drivers on the road have an experience with Randy whether he wants them to or not. If his car is dirty, they notice. If his driving is dangerous, they notice. If he is blaring music, they notice. You get the idea. Now take another look at your list. Did you miss any? If so, write them down. Unit 2, The Basics of Customer Service. Although it is important to delight your customers, it is even more critical that you meet their basic needs. After all, what customer is delighted if the basics are not taken care of? At a minimum, customers expect from you and your organization 9 basic elements. In a moment we will examine each and what they mean in terms of giving great service. You only get one chance to make a first impression. To that end, you want to stack the deck in your favor by following a few simple guidelines. Be cheerful since customers are the reason why you have a job. Make eye contact and greet your customers. Use the 10-4 rule. When a customer is within 10 feet of you, make eye contact. At 4 feet, offer a greeting. Do not chew gum or have food visible in your workspace. Wear clothing that says, "I'm here to work." Put your smile on and sit or stand up straight. Move with purpose. Provide solutions. Finally, keep your own problems to yourself. Pay attention to your word choice and enunciation. Say sir and ma'am. Say yes, not yeah. Say my pleasure, not no problem. Say may I, and not can I. Do not say dude, honey, sugar, babe, you guys, etc., unless it's a good cultural fit for your business. Unit 3, Body Language and Customer Service. You can deliver the 9 elements of service we discussed earlier but still fail if your body language is incongruent or inappropriate. Good body language is conducive to good customer relations. But body language can be complicated. That's why we've created this segment just to look at how what we do communicates volumes. Body language can have a significant impact on how others perceive us and the level of service we provide. It is entirely possible to be technically accurate yet still leave a customer unsatisfied with the delivery we have provided. A frown, a scowl, or a yawn go a long way toward ruining a service experience. Conversely, an appropriate smile shows that you are attentive, you care, and you are ready to help. Have a nice day. We want you to be satisfied. May I help you find something? Imagine that you have just heard one of those phrases from each of the people shown above. Do you interpret the message in the same way? Why or why not? Let's look at a bad service moment and see how you would handle the situation. Let's go back to the hotel. You work in the lobby. It is after 10 p.m. The check-in line was very long a few minutes ago. The last customer, in fact, stood in line for more than 15 minutes before you were able to help him. He and his family are now back at the front desk. You are sitting down behind the computer. He says that the room you have them in was not cleaned by housekeeping. The man's wife is upset because now the baby she is holding has wakened and is crying. What should you do? What body language should you use? Unit 4. Choosing your words wisely. When you were rephrasing this one, did it ever occur to you that maybe your customer can't see, can't read well, or can't read at all? Either way, the revised response is a major improvement. As the service provider, you are there to help, so help. Unit 5. Dealing with difficult customers. Communication is a two-way street. The better you ask questions and listen to the answers, the more likely you will be to get to the heart of a customer's concerns. First, there are needs identification questions. For example, how may I help you today? What will you use it for? When do you need it done? How many would you like? How often do you plan on using it? Next, there are diagnostic questions. For instance, what problem are you trying to solve? When did the problem start? What else have you tried? Confirming questions help you to verify what the customer has told you. For example, you are asking for $1 million worth of coverage on that property. You would like to cancel that order? Finally, there are closing questions. These confirm that you have done all that you need to do for a customer. For instance, what else may I help you with today? Is there anything else you need from us? If you don't try, you won't know if any of these questions will improve your communication with your customers. What other questions might work for you? It's easy to get so comfortable in your job that you start cutting corners. To keep that from happening, here are some important things to keep in mind so that you don't lose your way. If you don't understand what the customer is saying, don't fake it. Don't assume that you fully understand until you listen to this customer's story. Customers are similar, not the same. Communication is a two-way street. It's easy to get so comfortable in your job that you start cutting corners. To keep that from happening, here are some important things to keep in mind so that you don't lose your way. If you don't understand what the customer is saying, Don't fake it. Don't assume that you fully understand until you listen to this customer's story. Customers are similar, not the same. Even if you have heard enough and can help the customer, do not cut him or her off. Unit 6. Measuring service results. Even if you have followed all the guidelines given here and have avoided behaviors that might cost your organization its customers, is there a way to know if you have delivered excellent customer service? The answer is yes. The method your organization chooses to gather this information will vary depending on its size, budget, time limitations, and interest in getting customer feedback. The good news is that there are several data collection options, and some are fast and free. The following is a list of ways you can take the pulse of your customers to see if they are satisfied. Ask the customer directly. Provide an opportunity for customer complaints and compliments, such as telephone hotline. Conduct telephone surveys after service has been rendered. Mail out surveys. Conduct focus groups and keep track of repeat customers. Unit 7. Managing stress. Giving great service means avoiding burnout. It is impossible for a single person to give great service 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. In this final segment of the program, we will look at ways to stay positive and manage stress. If you work all the time like the Energizer Bunny, eventually, physical, behavioral, and emotional symptoms will compromise your job performance if you don't heed the warning signs. When red flags pop up frequently, it's time for you to take a break. The next slide contains the course exam. Once you pass, you will receive a copy of your certificate mailed to the email address you registered with. If you do not pass, you may take the exam again. Good luck.